Rump, the Epilogue. Your destiny is your name. For days and weeks, I woke with my name singing in my ears. It was a beautiful sound, music unlike any other in the world. It made me wish that everything could have such a name. Not just people, but animals and villages, and roads and kingdoms, and even mountains. When spring arrived, Red and I climbed as high up on the mountain as we could, until we could see all the village and the roads, the kingdom, and far away, just faint glimpses of yonder and beyond. My whole journey was laid out before me. I imagined I could see the trolls in the eastern woods, slurping sludge and maybe eating apples. I saw my aunts in yonder, spinning their magic, Ida making rhymes and cake. Someday I would visit them again and spin and weave with their magic. And instead of tying me up in knots, the magic would be bringing us together. But for now, I was home, back where it all began, and I had one last task to fulfill. I'm going to give this mountain a name, I said. Why? Asked Red. It doesn't need a destiny like we do. Yes, it does, I said. Everything in the world should have a destiny, and come together and get all intertwined and tangled with our own destinies. Sounds like trouble, said Red. I smiled. It probably is. But what is destiny without a little trouble? And right then and there I stood up and hollered the name of my mountain. The name soared into the sky and the clouds. I could feel the magic of it spreading over the mountain, sinking into the ground, and running right up through my feet and bursting with power and a fateful glory. A name is a powerful thing.